Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Whether you're watching us live at sktrading.live or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we've got you covered. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. So we saw a down day here today. NASDAQ down 68, S&P's down 30, Russell down 2 points, down 1% here. NASDAQ, the Russell actually was down the most here today, down 1%. You had the diamonds down less than 0.5%. You had the NASDAQ down about 1/3%, and the S&P futures down about 0.5%. So the Russell really lagged here today and sold off the worst of the four ETFs. Really great patterns here this morning. At one point, the S&P futures were trading around the 59.52 early in the morning. Two monster sell divergences. I said, let them have them. Unbelievable. And they dropped sharply. When you get two sell divergences, in that example, on that pattern, we had the new highs on the overall indexes, but the spiders, SPY, the 15-minute MACDs, the non-confirm, but also the 30 and 60-minute time frames, the non-confirm. When the spiders reversed to sell on the 15-minute time frame, I knew that the highs were in for the day. And also we got sell reversals on the 30-minute time frames on the S&P futures, and the NASDAQ futures just reversed at the end of the day. But when the S&P's reversed to sell on the 30-minute time frame on the continuous contract, again, that showed me, and it correlated with the 15-minute time frame. You're in a sell disconnect. I knew that the highs of 59.52, that the highs were in for the day. Great patterns on sell divergences on Netflix. Beautiful shorts around 12:30 and 3 o'clock. Beautiful short on the S&Ps around the 3:10 when the S&Ps were pushing up. We were in a short position. We had some news with Ukraine. They pushed them right down to like the 05 level and then rallied up from 59.05. They were trading around the 59.22. They pushed down to 59 like 05, 06 and rallied up to 59.32. We had a great short range, 59.25 up to 32 range. Stop was 34, hit 32 and got absolutely cabooshed. The S&Ps actually at one point we're trading around the 94 level, 58.94, and then rallied 10 points. So all eyes right now are waiting for Nvidia, which should be reporting in the next couple of minutes, and we'll keep you posted here on that. Coinbase, absolute phenomenal, great short patterns today off the 15-minute time frames. Again, Coinbase is a negative trend, as is MSTR. MSTR didn't go down as much, but Coinbase was down 12, really caught a great short around the 59 level, 58.5, 59 on the 2 o'clock pattern. And then at the end of the day, the pattern above 58.30. HIMS, still negative on the 30 and the 15-minute time frame. Great patterns there for shorts on HIMS. IBIT, unbelievable short pattern. IBIT on the 30-minute time frame at 2 o'clock above the 61.25. Closed down 60.77. Again, I'll show you all this to you. Microsoft on the new highs today, non-confirmations, great shorts on the 15-minute time frame. Microsoft dropped about 3 off the high. Apple acted pretty strong, I have to say, but there were a couple of good sell divergences above the 202 level, and they got absolutely cabooshed. Nvidia, again, all eyes are on Nvidia. Today we had the 2 o'clock FOMC minutes. They did not cut interest rates. No clear sign what they're going to do. The minutes were just bland. It was really just a non-event. So with that being said, what else here? Let's see here. Tesla, great short after the opening, hit the 365 level, never looked back, and then got cabooshed. Absolutely great short pattern off the 15-minute time frame. Avago acted like a bull here, like out of nowhere. Avago was trading, okay, there goes Nvidia. Looks like the earnings are out. The S&Ps are all over the place. Just dropped 10, rallied 10. Looks like it's Nvidia's right now all up 24 cents, down 30 cents. So not really doing much here. But Avago reversed to sell on the 15-minute time frame. But that sell on the 15-minute time frame set up the long on the 30-minute, which meant that the algorithm reversed the sell on the 15. You went into a buy disconnect, but Avago actually set up the long, okay, on the 30-minute and the 60-minute. Avago was trading roughly around the 130 time period, below the 235, and then rallied and exploded north of above 240. Actually, nice short pattern above the 240.80. Nvidia was just up $1.50. Now it's down. S&Ps are all over the place, up and down 8 to 10 handles here. All right, we'll get to see in the NASDAQ as well. We'll get to see what happens once everything, the dust settles here. What else? 30-minute time frames on the S&P were really bullish today, along with the Qs, Nvidia, and Avago. Like I said, that 30-minute time frame really was very, very powerful here. Also, looking at the GLDs, gold still a negative trend. There goes Nvidia up $1.50, $1.90 now, $2. There goes Nvidia, $2.30. Okay, now there goes the S&Ps right back up. Just rallied 14.15 on the S&Ps. If you actually want to look at the market, the gold market, the GLDs have been in the sell mode for like the last 2 days since we reversed. Today, no exception. Gold is down 7. And guess what? We still are in negative trends here on the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frame. All right, let me go and show you this here. You can see here, we're going to show you the first pattern of the day, looking at the spiders when we pushed up here. Nvidia is now up almost 360. All right, so this is the push up right here. I don't know where this yellow dot came from. Here it is right here at 9:45. We got the push up. The MACDs could non-confirm on the 15-minute time frame, but here it is. This is what you need to look at, right? This is what you really need to look at. When at 9:45, when we got that push up, and I look at the 30-minute time frame on the S&Ps, the 30 and the 60-minute. This yellow dot's driving me crazy. I know where this thing came from. Here it is. This is the push up right here at 10 o'clock, 59.52.5. So the first thing I said to myself was, you're making new highs. The spiders on the 15-minute time frame did not confirm. The second new high right here, you can see the push up. The MACDs did not confirm on the 60-minute time frame. And if you look here on the 30-minute, the MACD did not confirm. If you look here, you can see, if you draw your horizontal line, you can see the big sell divergence, and the S&P futures got absolutely kabooshed. In an hour and a half, they dropped roughly from 52 down to 16. Really unbelievable. They dropped 36 points on the S&P in an hour and a half. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful pattern off that sell divergence. A monster pattern there. Again, so you had two sell divergences there. You had the 15-minute time frame getting the price was pushing up to new highs. The MACDs on the 15 did not confirm. On the index futures, immediately looked at the index futures. I'm like, where are they going? I don't know, right? They're making new highs. The MACDs negative on the 60. The MACDs on the 30 did not confirm. Let them have them. Two sell divergences. Very, very powerful strategy right there. Let's look at Coinbase here today. Coinbase, you can see here, basically was in sell mode all day. This is the 30-minute. Here's the 60-minute. We're in negative trends, okay, since yesterday. And if you look here on the 15-minute time frame, we got the sell. Now, this pattern right here, after we got this big push down, this was a monster short here at 60, and I'll show it to you on the 5-minute. Here's the first short on the 15, right into the 10-bar moving average, and then here's the second short at the end of the day. Coinbase, we were looking to short above 58 and a half on this pattern, got up as high as 58 and a half here, 58.75, and then dropped down about $2. And here was the other second bounce on the 15 at the end of the day here, above 58 and a half, above 58, and you can see the drop of $4. Again, really great pattern. This is let me show you the 5-minute time frame right after Coinbase gap down. Look at this pencil down, you short the first bounce. Look at this negative MACD. You got a better chance of going to the Vatican and meeting the Pope. Look at this. 60 was the high, right? We were offering at 260.30, and it got absolutely kabooshed. Absolutely kabooshed right there. All right. Great pattern. Great pattern right there. And guess what? You can see the push down right there of over $3. Here's about $3 right here. So this push, when you get the push up like this into the negative MACD on the 5, the big rising ADX, the big selling pressure, I got one thing to say is look out below. Look out below, and that's exactly what happened. Great push down. And then you can see the 5-minute time frames. All the 5-minute time frames were shorts. Okay, little triple Lindy here. Again, setting up the shorts on a triple Lindy is a strategy that sets up, it's a buy divergence and a negative trend that sets up the short on the 15-minute time frame. All right, Nvidia just pulled in about 80 cents off the high, still trading around up 360, but we'll digest this along the way here. We'll see what's going to happen here. Believe it or not, the Qs are now positive, slightly up on the day here, even after Nvidia's up 360 right now. Avago is trading up about 220, and SMCI is trading up about 90 cents after hours here. MSTR, still, even with Bitcoin, I'm going to show you Bitcoin here, BTC USD. All right, look at Bitcoin. You can see the 30-minute. Here's a 5-minute time frame correlating with the 30 and the 60-minute. This is a monster short here in Bitcoin on the 5-minute, 107,830. You can see the drop here, monster drop here, 107,800. You can see the drop here of about 1,300 points here, 1,800 points on Bitcoin, almost 2,000 points, 1,900 points on Bitcoin. And then if you look here on the 15-minute time frame, you can see that this is the bounce here on the 15. Great short on Bitcoin here on the 15, and here's a second short on the 15 as well. 30-minute time frame really told the story in Bitcoin. Again, the same thing with the IBITs. Look at this beautiful bear flag here. Overbought in Bitcoin, 107,800. You can see the drop in Bitcoin of close to 1,900 points. A phenomenal pattern in Bitcoin. And again, the way you look at the market, again, what's important here, okay, is when you're trading the market, what you want to be able to do is identify the condition. And once you identify the condition, you then obviously, what happens? You then realize the importance of understanding which way the markets are going. Once the 60-minute time frame reversed to sell here at 10 o'clock, it correlated with the 30 and the 15-minute time frame. Then what you look to do is short the first bounce on the 5. It's called sequence trading. Thereafter, you short the first bounce on the 5-minute, the second bounce on the 15, and then the second bounce on the 15 and 30-minute time frame. Beautiful pattern. Look at the yellow dots into the blue. If I show you IBIT, beautiful pattern, IBIT. You can see right here, this is the bear flag on IBIT. You can see the overbought condition into the negative MACD on the 60, negative MACD on the 30. ADX is rising on the 60-minute time frame. Beautiful short in IBIT, 61.30. I know it only dropped about 60 cents, but guess what? It's still a great pattern. And that 60 cents amounted to a drop of almost 1,900 points on Bitcoin. That is a monster move. I've taught people that if you're going to trade Bitcoin during the U.S. session, it is imperative that, based upon my research, to use the underlying ETFs when you're trading, using the whether you're trading stocks and looking at the underlying ETFs. In this example, using Bitcoin with the IBIT, its underlying ETF is completely significantly valuable to learn that. Okay, Nvidia just dropped over 2 points now off the highs, faded the rally there. It looks like it just dropped 2 here from the highs. All right, so we'll see. S&P's just dropped about 5. So we'll see what happens when the dust settles. And obviously, a lot more information is going to be coming out along the way. But great pattern there. I'll show you Tesla, one of my favorite stocks in the world. Tesla, the trade. This is the push up this morning here on Tesla on the 15-minute time frame. You can see the push up right here to, where is it? 265. Here it is. 265 right here. You can see the push up on the new high. It opened at 264.90. I said look to short 265. Some people got it off, and then boom. Look at Tesla drop. It dropped almost $6.40, literally within 30 minutes of the opening. All right, still in a bullish pattern here, but once at the end of the day, Tesla reversed to sell. Obviously, it's too late, 345, that the highs are in for the day right there, and that's exactly what happened. And then you can see the negative MACDs here on the 15. Here's another bounce on the 15-minute time frame. But here's the important factor of Tesla, right? If you look at Tesla, these MACDs on the 30-minute time frames went negative as well, right around the 11:30 time period. So now you have negative MACDs on the 30 and on the 15. So when you got this overbought condition on the 30-minute time frame, on the 15-minute time frame at 215, this was a monster short in Tesla into the negative MACD on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. This is a remarkable short pattern. All right, this is a sell divergence in a positive trend. These patterns repeat themselves if you understand the actual condition. You're in a trend. The MACDs on the 30 reverse to sell, negative, blue over yellow. Same thing with the 15. And what you look to do is short the first bounce on the bounce on the push up on the opening, and then a couple little shorts off the 15 here. But then when the 15 got overbought around the 215 level, it actually, believe it or not, when it was trading above the 363 level, you can see the negative divergence on the MACDs on the 30 and the 15, and the 15 was, and the 30 was also getting overbought into that negative MACD, and then you can see the drop of almost $6 there. Actually, more than that, $6.50 on Tesla. Great pattern. Love this stock beyond. One of my favorite. Also, same pattern in Microsoft here, MSFT. You can see Microsoft. Here's the push up on the 15-minute time frame. The MACDs didn't confirm. I said this was a great short on the open. This was one of my favorite on today. And you can see here, Microsoft 462.52, beautiful short pattern. Again, non-confirmation on the 15. And then once the 30-minute time frames reversed to sell. Now, we actually had a nice long here off the 30-minute. But once the 15 reversed to sell right here, I knew that there was an 85% chance right here. I knew that when the 15 reversed to sell, I knew that there was an 85% chance that the highs were in for the day right here with that reversal. And then look at the pattern here. The overbought condition on the 15 into the negative MACD. The overbought condition right here, right around 330, 458.90. Okay, overbought into the negative MACD. And obviously the stock dropped here towards the end of the day. Still, the fact is you're still in the bullish, you're in a buy disconnect you're in a buy disconnect in Microsoft because the 30 and 60-minute time frames are still in buy mode. Let me show you Netflix here, another great one today. Netflix, really great pattern in Netflix. You can see here the push up right here, right after the opening, ding, 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 pushed up to 215, opened at 210, pushed up to 215. Great short pattern. You can see the drop here of about $8. Again, MACD's negative here now. You can see the push up on the 15s, but then once this MACD went negative on the 30, this was a really great short on the 15. You had one great short here into the negative MACD on the 15. That was around 1 o'clock. I think 12:45, 12:30, 12:45, and then look at the second one right here. The trading above the 12.13 level, and you can see the drop here about $5 overbought. Negative MACDs. When you get these negative MACDs like this, even like I said, you can still be in a positive trend on the 15, 30, and hourly, but if you have these negative MACDs, you're going to have sell divergences in a positive trend. All right. I want to show you a couple patterns here in the euro dollar that was very, very profitable. We don't trade foreign exchange, but a lot of people do. This is a really great pattern here. You can see the euro dollar. I'm going to take you over to the 30-minute and the 60-minute time frame. Right here, the euro dollar today reversed to sell at 9:30 here in the morning. You can see the sell here on, that's the 30. Let me go to the 60. All right. The 60-minute has been in the sell mode. Look at this overbought condition into the negative MACD right here. I wanted to show you, I don't do a lot of currencies, but today a lot of people will ask me about it and they're going to be watching tonight. So I wanted to show this to you. Euro dollar, the 15 reversed to buy. You went into a sell disconnect on the overbought condition. You look to take the short off the 30 and 60-minute time frame, getting overbought into those negative MACDs. When the 15-minute time frame reversed to sell, you short the first bounce on the 5-minute. Then I would look to short the next bounce on the 15. Beautiful pattern. First bounce on the 15 after everything aligned into a negative trend. Beautiful, beautiful pattern there. All right. Like I said, gold was down today. All right. Some really great patterns in Palantir today when the 15-minute time frame reversed to buy, correlating with the 30. The 60 is still negative, so we have to watch what's going to happen there. Again, really great patterns here today. Very, very quiet at points because obviously everybody was waiting for the FOMC. I think there was a 2-hour period where I think we were just like this, just watching and waiting for the S&Ps were moving in like a $2-3 range. Not really much going on. Apple, there was some really great shorts off the 15-minute time frame. I'll show that to you really quick here. Again, Apple pushing up into the negative MACDs here on the 15. This was the great short right here. Today was the 28th, right? So here's one. This is a really great short here in Apple. And then where's the one above 202? I think there was one. Here it is. This is the one that we caught early in the morning. Above, it ran more than I thought. I said I would stay with it, and I blinked. And then within 15, 18 minutes later, you can see the drop here in Apple. Got as high as 202.73, and you can see the drop of 190 below 200. So a really great pattern there. You can see these negative MACDs gave every overbought condition on Apple fits. You can see it right there. Okay. All right. When I get back, I will tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Okay. So for tomorrow, we have an 8:30 GDP revision. And then tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we have the pending home sales. Okay. And we have a bunch of Fed officials speaking. But obviously, with Nvidia now back up 4, it's going to give some. Right now the Nasdaq futures are only up 27. The QQQ is only up 53 cents. Avago is exploded right now, up almost 3 from the last sale. Microsoft's actually only up about 30, maybe up about 80 cents. SMCI up about 70 cents. So really not much compared to what the hype was with Nvidia. You would think that the Nasdaq futures, again, it's early, we don't know. But right now I'm still in buy mode on the 30-minute time frames on the spiders and Qs. The spiders were very close to reversing here, but we're not there yet, especially if we stay here right now. But the Russell will reverse to sell on the 30-minute time frame at 9:30 tomorrow, which means that the 15 and the 30-minute time frame on indicator 4 will reverse to sell. Gold's still in a negative trend here on the 15, 30, and hourly. Oil right now is in a sell disconnect with the 30 and the 15. So any rally in oil, I'd be looking for shorts right now. Again, looking at a lot of stocks like Meta, still bullish on the 30 and 60. Avago is going to be a great name to trade, looking for pullbacks. Most likely Nvidia, if it stays strong, we'll look to buy pullbacks in Nvidia here if it still stays strong. Again, Apple still bullish on the 30 and 60. Same thing with Microsoft. Same thing with Tesla. So there's a lot of underlying strength here. Again, we'll wait and watch exactly. But again, remember, you could be in the positive trend And you can also have buy and sell divergences, and that's what we'll look for tomorrow. All right. Again, we'll just wait patiently and see. Pending home sales, not such a big number. GDP revision, not the biggest in the world. But with that being said, overall, we're going to obviously we're going to just be patient, wait for the patterns, and that's all I can expect. Especially that there's not some big economic news. I'm really kind of surprised with Nvidia up over 440 at the Nasdaq futures should be up more, but see. That's the name of the game. You just never know, right? But we'll see. It's early, and we'll see what happens when I wake up in the morning, or I'll come here at night during the Tokyo session. All right. When I get back, I want to talk to you about trading options months out and using options using my methodology, using bigger time frames. Okay, it's really important when you look at options. I'm not really, I like to sell options, sell premium, because that's what I like to do. Yes, is it risky? Of course, anything you do in this game is risky, but it's also because it's in infinity, right? If you're selling a call and a stock gets taken over, well, they're taking you out on a stretcher, right? But the point of the matter is that I like selling premium, especially on big cap stocks and big nutty stocks, especially after earnings or anything, because I like to sell the premium, let the premium deteriorate over time, especially if I'm expecting a sharp drop or a pullback here. With that being said, someone asked me yesterday, Steve, what's the best way to trade using your software? And I said, I would use trading options off of the bigger time frame. So like yesterday, for example, we got the buy reversal on the 30-minute and on the 60-minute. Nice pullback at 130 yesterday. Phenomenal pattern at 330, 345 yesterday on the 15s. And guess what? That was a perfect pattern. Today, two great short patterns on the spiders. And you could have actually sold Meta dropped about 3. Nvidia actually, before the earnings here, Nvidia had a sell divergence, dropped about $1.80. So Avago had a buy reversal on the 15, and when you got that pullback, that was a nice pattern. Again, when the buy reversal happened, Coinbase, you could have destroyed it trading options today, whether you were selling calls, buying puts, or just doing any type of strategy that you were bearish on, and options, especially when the 2 15-minute time frames got overbought into those negative MACDs on the 30 and 60-minute time frame. So there is a way to trade options using my methodology, but again, using the bigger time frames, the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frames. Also, if you want to trade intraday trading options, then you got to use the DTEs. But remember, the longer you hold them, the more they deteriorate. So I'm not a fan of that. If you're going to do something like that, then I would probably look to trade futures. All right. So with that being said, thank you for joining me tonight here on the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. And please join my community of traders from all around at sktrading.live. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, please follow me on official Stephen Kalayjian on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, I give out my cell phone number. If you want to reach me, my number is 914-500-7484. Have a great night, everybody. God bless. I hope to hear from you soon. And God bless United States of America. Have a great night.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live or on your favorite podcast platform. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.